FBI has concluded their investigation on what happened on Sunday night when a noose was found in Bubba Wallace's garage, and the answer was no one. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the episode of Inside the Lines. My name is Jack Krause. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for today's episode. One story to talk about here today, and it's a massive one. The FBI just recently, as I'm recording this, have just concluded their investigation on what happened on Sunday night when it was reported that a crew member of the 43 team, I believe, reported that a noose was found hanging in the 43 team's garage stall. NASCAR then notified Bubba Wallace and then put out a public statement about it that same night. Well, some more information came out earlier today as the FBI concluded that it was just a misunderstanding. This is a statement from NASCAR regarding FBI's conclusion on the investigation. They say, quote, "The FBI has completed its investigation at Talladega Superspeedway and determined that Bubba Wallace was not the target of a hate crime. The FBI report concludes, and photographic evidence confirms, that the garage door pull rope fashioned like a noose had been positioned there since as early as last fall. That was obviously well before the 43 team's arrival and garage assignment. We appreciate the FBI's quick and thorough investigation and are thankful to learn that this was not an intentional racist act against Bubba. We remain steadfast in our commitment to providing a welcoming and inclusive environment for all who love racing." Now, I'm going to pull up a tweet from the Wood Brothers page on Twitter as they reveal an interesting story about how this came about, that the noose could potentially be just a rope pull from a garage stall, just like any other normal garage stall at any racetrack. So they said, and this is from John Wood, "We are thankful that there was no one involved in perpetuating hate during this weekend's race. Just like the rest of the NASCAR garage, we were shocked and appalled to learn of the existence of the rope fashioned like a noose. One of our employees alerted us yesterday morning that without knowing the details of the incident, he recalls seeing a tied handle in the garage pull-down rope from last fall. We immediately alerted NASCAR and have assisted in the investigation in every way possible. What transpired over the past day, plus, is a unity that has only served to strengthen the bond between each and every crew member and fan and non-fan alike. The Wood Brothers organization is proud to stand with Bubba Wallace and the entire industry as we work to make every race fan a part of our NASCAR family." Now, I'm going to pull up this image that shows on the left the same garage stall, I believe, last fall, which shows the rope fashioned like a noose, and then here's the one on the right that shows, I believe, the same garage stall, but it was cut off, obviously, to use as evidence for the investigation by the FBI. So, and just minutes ago, NASCAR President Steve Phelps voiced his thoughts on the FBI's conclusion and how NASCAR is still opening an investigation as to why the noose or the rope was shaped like that. Take a listen.
First of all, I'd like to thank the U.S. Attorney's Office and the FBI for their obviously very swift and thorough work. As their statement had said, they've concluded their investigation at Talladega Superspeedway and determined that Bubba Wallace was not the target of a hate crime. For us at NASCAR, this is the best result we could hope for. This is disturbing to hear that it was thought that one of our own had committed this heinous act. It is fantastic to hear from the FBI definitively that there was not a hate crime. I do want to make sure everyone understands that if given the evidence that we had was delivered to us on Saturday night or late Saturday afternoon, we would do the same thing. We would have done the same investigation. It was important for us to do. There is no place in our sport for this type of racism or hatred. It's not part of who we are as a sport. I want to make sure that everyone understands that our portion of this with the FBI was something that was, we were very cooperative, as you would expect. We provided them with roster information, photographic and video evidence that aided them in their conclusions. Additionally, the industry was very supportive. Not just the members of the 43, and I want to be clear about the 43 team. The 43 team had nothing to do with this. the evidence is very clear that the noose that was in that garage had been in the garage previously. The last race we had there in October, that noose was present. And it was, the fact that it was not found until a member of the 43 team came there is something that is a fact. We had not been back to the garage. It was a quick one-day show. The crew member went back in there. He looked he saw the noose, brought it to the attention of his crew chief, who then went to the NASCAR series director, Jay Fabian, and we launched this investigation. To be clear, we would do this again. That of the evidence that we had, it was clear that we needed to look into this. So again, I want to thank the FBI for that.
Yeah, it has been confirmed. It was not a hate crime. It was just a misunderstanding. However, I do want to say this. I see a lot of people, and it's trending already, are putting this on Bubba. Bubba should not be targeted. He should not face any backlash because, again, he did not see the news. He did not report the news. He was only alerted about it. Whoever reported the news to NASCAR, and NASCAR put out the statement, and they only alerted Bubba. Bubba did not do anything. He did not see it. He did not report it. So I don't want to hear any backlash about Bubba. And for people that are saying, oh, but he did go on, a bunch of talk shows and talk about the incident. Well, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, you are going to trust NASCAR. You are going to trust your crew member if they found the news. You're going to trust them. They're family to you. You're going to trust them. So obviously, why would he not think otherwise? So I don't blame him for that. However, this does fall on NASCAR. I think 2020, and I think we've already witnessed the worst PR blunder of the decade. I mean, to make a claim like that and to have it be not true, that is pretty bad from NASCAR's part. I am glad, though. I'm thrilled that no one within NASCAR would commit an act like that. I am very happy about that. But one thing I am proud of, I'm still proud of what transpired this weekend. From what we saw in the pre-race on Monday, that was real. That was real and that was genuine. That really showed that NASCAR and the drivers, they are willing to change. Regardless of the outcome of this investigation, that incident or that pre-race was real. And that showed me that NASCAR is willing to change for the better. So yeah, that's just my stance on it. I know a lot of people are going to be pinning this on Bubba, on saying, oh, this is Jussie Smollet 2.0. It's not, all right? Again, this is not a Jussie Smollet incident. This was just a misunderstanding. Bubba, again, did not see the news. He did not report on the news. He was only alerted of the news. And if you compare this to Jussie Smollett, then I think something's wrong with you. I mean, you even got Diamond and Silk. Even comparing Bubba to Jussie. Oh, God. Oh, boy. This is going to be fun, I know, over the next couple of days. But I am still proud of NASCAR. Even though this was the worst PR blunder they could have done. I think this also showed, though, that they are really, they're not going to tolerate this. I will say, though, to the person that reported on this, you've been to Talladega before. You were there in October of 2019. How do you, really does that not come to mind of, oh, maybe look at other garage stalls and see if the rope looks the same, you've been to Talladega twice. Keep in mind, they arrived there Saturday afternoon. They've been around the car since Saturday afternoon. They were in the garage stall for 2 days. How do you, how? I just, looking back, I'll be honest, whoever reported on that should be fired or something like that. How do you, again, it wasn't like this was your first time there and you saw it for the first time. No, you were there before. You've been there in October 2019. You were there earlier today. Again, you spent 2 days, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, Sunday morning, and Sunday afternoon. You were there in that garage stall and you saw that rope. And not once, maybe, did you think, let's pause a bit, could this not be a racist act, just a normal rope that shaped like a noose, which, by the way, Talladega, I highly recommend you change the way you design your ropes in case, just a precautionary for future races, change your rope. Just cut that end part off, or just change it to something that does not look like a noose. Because I'll be honest, it does look like one from afar, but this was. I don't know. It's weird what I'm feeling right now. It's like I'm so proud of NASCAR and everyone that what they've done, but at the same time, it's like, oh my God, like what have you done? Because I mean, you have to understand, Sunday night, Monday, everyone was behind NASCAR, and now, more than likely, everyone's going to be going after NASCAR, and sadly, still going after Bubba, which, again, I have to reiterate this, Bubba is not at fault. You should not blame Bubba. If you are going to blame anyone, you have to blame NASCAR, because they're the ones that reported on it, and, you know, they jumped the gun. Yes, they did jump the gun, but at the same time, I think it showed to me that, hey, we really are not going to tolerate this crap. We aren't going to tolerate any form of racism or anything of that. Could they have waited a bit? Yes, but this is like Monday morning quarterback. And you're looking back, you always look to yourself, okay, we could have done this or we could have done that. So, yeah, I'm very curious to see what the people are gonna perceive of NASCAR, not in the coming days, but in the coming weeks. But yeah, I'm very also interested into knowing what are your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below of this whole thing, from this whole investigation and the outcome, and yeah, what do you think is how this will impact NASCAR in the future? Again, let me know in the comment section down below. Love to hear you guys' thoughts. Keep it civil, please. There's already some people I've exchanged conversation with on Twitter that are quite toxic, so let's keep this comments civil if we can. But yeah, that's enough for me. Again, FBI concludes, misunderstanding, no hate crime to Bubba Wallace. Yeah, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Inside the Lines. My name is Jet, and I'll see you guys next time.